Hey, what's going on, everybody? Timmy, aka Echo Side Fiend here. So on my channel, over the past couple weeks, I've been reviewing the original 6 Jokers cards. So far, I've gotten all of them out of the way. So we got Carnival of Carnage, Ringmaster Riddlebox, Great Malenko, and Amazing Jekyll Brothers. That brings us right to the end. So we're at the very end of the ride to the 6 Jokers card, the Wraith. Obviously, they put it out in 2 parts, Shangri and Hell's Pit. I think it was only supposed to be a year apart, but I think it ended up being about 2 years apart. But bringing the whole story to a close, I think it was about a decade long. I can't think of any other band that's done anything like that. I mean, I know Jay put that in his book, but that's true. I can't think of anybody else that's done a series of albums over the course of 10 years and brought it to a close, finished it all up. So, got all the other reviews out of the way, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Wraith Shangri. So I bought 2 copies of it because it came with 2 different DVDs. Funny story, I had no idea that there were 2 DVDs because I didn't have internet at that time. I can't remember if I was living at my folks at that time or not, but I didn't have internet anyway, and this was before smartphones. So I went to Meijer at midnight, which is a local department store. Essentially, it's Walmart, but they're local. They're based right here in Grand Rapids. They have stores all over Michigan and in Ohio and Indiana, I think, too. But they're based right here in Michigan, so they're, local, regional. But it's a department store. It's 24 hours. Basically, if you just imagine Walmart in a different building called Meijer. That's exactly what it is. But they have a media section, and they used to get, CDs and movies and everything at midnight. I don't even know if they do that anymore. But so they had this at midnight. So I went down there, grabbed one. I want to say I grabbed the seminar one, but like I said, I didn't even know. I just grabbed it. I was like, oh, cool, Wraith Shangri, and I grabbed it and headed home. And then the next day I was at work, and I had a Nextel phone at the time, and they did have internet on it, but it was just like your, just text-based internet. But it did have Amazon. You could go on there and order stuff on Amazon. And so I was just on there throughout. I was on downtime at work, and watching reviews pop up of this, and I started seeing people talk about different DVDs, and I was like, different DVD, and so I read more into them as they were popping up and realized that there was a live DVD and then the seminar. And at the time, my hours at work had been changed a little bit. I was working noon to 8, so 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. And so I got out with enough time to go over to Best Buy. There was one not even 10 minutes from my work, and quick ran over there and grabbed the other one. So by the end of the day, I did have both DVDs, thankfully. So again, I mean, I could have grabbed one anytime, but I wanted them on the day they come out. I don't miss that. So yeah, so this is a great album. I love it. I've never had any issue with the messages on the album. I actually really like the message that's on the album. I uploaded a video, if you haven't seen it, talking about atheism and the Dark Carnival message. I myself am an atheist, and I'm very atheist. I'm very skeptical, like incredibly skeptical. I question everything. And but when this came out, the unveiling, I wasn't like, oh, what the hell? It's like I already knew that's what they were gonna say. I mean, like literally, not right from the beginning of me listening to them, but very, very quickly after I started listening to them, I knew exactly what they were getting at. Not necessarily Christianity, but just a belief in a deity of some kind in an afterlife, and it's like if you couldn't figure that out, I mean, like when a lot of juggalos were like, man, fuck them when the unveiling came out. If you weren't hearing that, like you weren't listening to what they were saying. I don't know how much clearer it could have been. So I thought it was great, and I think the album is great. I don't have any issue with them unveiling that they believe in God, and it wasn't even a shock to me. Like there was nothing about this that made me say, well, that's what they were talking about the whole time. It was like, well, yeah, obviously, what I mean? That's so I love this album. I don't have any issue with it. And I love the music. I actually on my phone right now. This is my wallpaper. I had one of my old cars. I had one of the stickers of this, like the stick on and peel off. Like the die cut. I had that on one of my cars for quite a while. I have a shirt of it that I ordered not even that long ago. It's I love this album. It's and I like this logo a lot too. So, but well, let's get into the review. We'll talk about all the the atheism and all that kind of stuff at the end. So first off, like I always like to talk about the logo. I know I just said it. It's a great logo. I love it. I love the photo, the actual photo behind it with the the drawing over it. It's just a creepy looking logo. I love the crow, raven, whatever you want to say, sitting on his shoulder. I like the book, how he's coming out of the book. I like it just fine. I have a shirt of this that I like I said, I got maybe about a year and a half ago from Hatchet Gear. It's actually, the shirt is actually blue though. The cloak is blue. I don't know why they did it that way, but it's cool. I like it just fine. So I rock that frequently. I think it's just a great logo. It fits the message in the album, I think, perfectly. I like the afterlife, like it's, this one I think it's like welcoming you in, like reaching out to take your hand. I like that. So perfectly fine logo. And so the back of it, the track listing's written in a 6, and it's actually pretty hard to read. So I've got my Chromebook here. I'm gonna read through it on there because I mean, you can read it, but I always kind of have to like look way in. My eyes suck, so all this has a tendency to blend together. So we'll go through the tracks here. So it's Walk Into the Light, Welcome to the Show, Get You Wicked On, Murder Rap, Birthday Bitches, Blam, It Rains Diamonds, and then Bitch Slappers is like a kind of a bonus track after that. The Staleness, Hell's Forecast, Juggalo Homies, Ain't Yo Business, and then Supervillains, kind of a little bonus track after that. We Belong, Cotton Candy and Popsicles, Crossing the Bridge, The Raven's Mirror, The Wraith, and The Unveiling. I pretty much love this whole album. From time to time, I have a tendency to skip Birthday Bitches just because, if it's not somebody's birthday, I guess I just don't really see a whole lot of reason to listen to it. But I don't skip. I guess I shouldn't say I skip it. I don't skip it a lot. Usually I listen to this album from beginning to end, But yeah, as far as tracks that I do like, Get You Wicked On is awesome. Blam is fucking cool. That's a great fucking track. I love the idea of that song of having nothing and then getting everything given to you, and then kind of at the end of the song he kind of realizes that now it's not really fun anymore. But then when he's like, oh, would I give it all back? Fuck no, I wouldn't. I love that. It's just a cool, because I think a lot of people feel that way, So, The Staleness is awesome. I love that song. That's a fucking great track. Hell's Forecast is awesome. And then in the book we'll see in there like when you're flipping through it, all of a sudden it's got fire on that, so that really goes good with that. Ain't Your Business is cool. I love We Belong. Cotton Candy and Popsicles is cool, but I felt like it felt out of place on this album. It's an alright track, but I don't know, it just kind of... And then right where it's at, too, in the track listing, it's just kind of a weird... these songs are kind of serious, and then that's there, and then Crossing the Bridge, which is also pretty serious, it's kind of weird. I don't know, but speaking of Crossing the Bridge, that was awesome. That's a great track. I think that was the first that I heard from it. I think they released that early, maybe? I don't know, but my buddy Rob downloaded it and put it on a CD for me, so I had that. So Raven's Mirror is awesome, the Wraith is awesome, Unveiling. Obviously the Unveiling is the controversial one, but it's like I said, if you didn't see that coming, I don't think you were listening, so... But yeah, I've never had any issue with the Unveiling. It wasn't shocking to me at all, so... But yeah, overall, all the music on it's great, and so take a look at the inside. So it does come out like this. So you got the booklet that I just pull out, and then this is like a little photo. You got the cover, and then the photo there on the back, and that's like an insert. And then you got the booklet, has that on the cover. This is the Wraith Shangri-La. And on the back, got the Hatchet Man, kind of gold looking, I guess. So, I think this is the first one that I can recall that had, in fact, I'm positive, that has the lyrics in it. This has the lyrics to every song in it. So, and then a little photo shoot throughout. So, got the intro there. Is that, is that got the... Yeah, yep. It's like literally the lyrics for the intro and everything, which was done by Jump Steady. So, yeah, get your Wicked on, murder rap. So, and just continues going through all the lyrics. So, and then right here, what I was talking about, bam, you get the Hell's Forecast, all fire. Get past that, right back into the clouds again. Yeah, just all the lyrics, more photos. And at the end here is unveiling dedicated to the butterfly, and this is like where they actually finally told you what dedicated to the butterfly actually means. So that was the first time, because this came out before Behind the Paint. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the inside. And then I guess there's not really any music credits then. I guess I didn't even really realize that. So, but yeah, and then so you got the, should have shown that, the CD. I love that. I guess I don't know really what exactly it's supposed to be, but just kind of, it's a cool design. And you open it up and you got the whatever DVD you would get. And they had stickers on the front. It was like it would tell you what DVD you were getting, but it had like silver and gold, and I don't remember which one was which, but it differentiated if you were whatever one you were getting, and then it had the the white, solid white, and then the all clear. It was kind of differentiated them. I don't remember if I have the DVDs in the right cases, because I had them out for a while, like in a DVD book with all my other DVDs. So I'm not sure if I put them back in the right ones, but it doesn't really matter. But so yeah, overall, I thought this was a great album. I don't really personally know any juggalos that like decided screw this when it came out, because like I said, I mean, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's like, if you didn't know that's what they were talking about, then I mean, you weren't listening to what they were saying over the years, because it's very clear. I mean, pretty much right from the get-go that I started listening to ICP, not right away, but pretty clear. It was pretty early on. It was clear what they were talking about. So, yeah, I don't think I know anybody personally that was done with them, but I know a lot of my friends that used to like ICP and then kind of, decided, after they blew up, a lot of my friends were like, oh, fuck these guys, and decided that they suck. But all those same friends, a lot of them, I shouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them, when this came out, they were like laughing, like, you, for one, they kept saying Christian band. They're like, you were listening to a Christian band all along, you're an atheist, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, for one, they don't say Christian in the lyrics or anything of any sort. And for two, I'm like, all of you guys were fans of ICP. And I'm like, you're just now realizing that that's what they were talking about? It took them making a track on an album for you to go, oh, I guess that's what they were talking about. It's like, and that's what made me realize, like, you guys weren't actually listening to what they were saying. If you couldn't figure that out, you weren't paying attention. And by the time I first heard ICP, I was an atheist, and when I pretty much figured out, like, probably Riddlebox is where I think I pretty much figured it out. I wasn't like, well, I'm not listening to these guys. I was just like, oh, cool, that's a cool way to look at, the afterlife and all that. I didn't believe in an afterlife, and I still don't, but it was a cool, analogy for it. I'm like, and it's, dark and, wicked and scary, and I'm like, this is cool. I don't fucking care if they're talking about like an afterlife for your soul to go somewhere. That's totally fine. I don't care. I really don't care what their beliefs are, So I thought, like, when I was reading about a lot of juggalos, like, saying, like, oh, I'm dropping the hatchet because of this, it's like, well, you maybe weren't, I don't want to say you weren't a real juggalo. I mean, I shouldn't imply that, but if you couldn't figure out that that's what they were talking about, I mean, you were either ignoring it or that part of the message, or you weren't paying attention. So, yeah, I mean, this was the the unveiling, the final, or the first part of the final, installment in their 6 Joker cards, and I thought it was great, and I still love it. I think this is one of my favorite albums by them. I think overall I like the message. Not I think overall, I do overall like the message in this album. The lyrically it's good. Like I said, just that one song, Cotton Candy and Popsicles, I feel is kind of out of place. I think it's still a good track, but I felt it was a little out of place. I do want to point out too, I meant to say this, the production work was not handled by Mike Clark on this. It was handled by a guy named Mike Puwal. It definitely has a different sound. It doesn't. You can definitely tell it wasn't produced by Mike Clark, but it is good. It's good production. I think he didn't. Mike Paul. I don't feel like he grabbed that Carnival sound as well as Mike Clark did. I'm sure ICP was overseeing it, so obviously they were happy with it, and it is good. It's not bad. It's not. You're not gonna. I don't feel like anybody would listen to it and be like, "Oh, this sucks." It's not Mike Clark. I don't think that at all. But it does have a different. It's got a little more of a rock sound, and obviously Mike Clark used rock too, but he added a lot of that. There was a lot of stuff going on. If you listen to it in headphones, Mike Clark, there's a lot going on there. You pick up on a lot of little sounds. You bring in like carnival style sounds, and I didn't hear a lot of that with Mike Puwal. Again, obviously ICP was overseeing it all, so that's obviously what they wanted. So he probably gave them what they wanted. It does definitely sound different. So real quick, little show. I also bought the DVD, Wraith DVD audio. I pretty much just picked this up just because I'd always wanted one of these. When there was at Best Buy, they had a rack, with a whole section of DVD audio albums of different artists, and there was never anything that I wanted, so I never picked one up. But I always wanted to see what they were all about. And then so when this came out, I was like, I'm going to get this because I figured it'd be a collector's piece too. So the inside is all the same. I did have this signed. They signed the DVD too. The inside, the only thing is just got the kind of the black bars there to make the case a little bigger. Other than that, it still pulls out. It's got the little insert behind it and everything. Everything's all the same. But the sound on this is incredible. We listened to it at a couple of my friends' houses that have different sound, home theater systems, and we've played it. One guy's he had 100-watt amp, all driving his whole system, and it was awesome. And this does have good sound, and it does sound different than the album. It sounds very rich, very deep. If you can get your hands on one of these, I don't think they're very expensive on eBay. If you can get your hands on one, and if you've got a nice home theater system, this is worth the purchase. So, and it's like I said, it just makes for a cool. I think it makes for a cool little collector's piece. I usually have this on display. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the Wraith Shangri-La. I'll get Hell's Pit probably done. Maybe I'll shoot for next weekend or whatever my day off during this next week is. I should give this a grade. I didn't give it a grade. I'll say 4.5 out of 5. Really, like I said, it's a great album. I'd say probably just that 0.5 off, just because I wish Mike Clark had produced it. But other than that, I'd say 4.5 out of 5. Great album, great lyrics, great music, great message, and obviously you gotta have it for bring your collection to a close. So I would definitely pick it up. And like I said, if you can find the DVD audio, if you've got a good home theater system, pick that up. So. That's about it. So yeah, I'll be back with Hell's Pit and winding this down. So as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. This is Timmy, aka Echo Side Fiend, and I will catch you in the next one.